We are recording. All right. Welcome to your May 16th Boomerang Wellness team call. And tonight I want to talk to you guys about social media tips and tricks. And this is a call that I've been meaning to do for a little while, actually, because I feel like as new algorithms come in and new things and platforms, and everybody's kind of confused about where they should be and where they should focus their attention and energy, it can be a lot and it can be slightly overwhelming. And so I wanted to make this video specifically for new coaches, for older coaches, for myself, even just to sit down and to think about, okay, what's my social media strategy? Because that's what this is going to be about. It's going to be about how and why do we target social media as a strategy, right? Instead of just willy-nilly. Because our businesses are totally on social media, right? Our jobs are literally on social media platforms, whether that be Facebook, Instagram, website. I think most of us are mostly Facebook, Instagram. But this is an incredible opportunity for us, right? We get to reach millions of people, and now with the new launch internationally with Beachbody, they're going to announce it in the next couple months here. That's going to be epic. So if you have people that are following you on Instagram, for example, that are from Germany that look like they'd make an epic coach, start a conversation with them, start a relationship with them, right? I have a few people that live in the UK that I'm really excited to start working with once that opportunity becomes available. So start to think about that international opportunity. So I wanted to make this call kind of action-oriented because that's the teacher in me. So I'm going to start off with our why. I'm going to go on to how, and then we're going to talk about, and then I'll wrap it up after that with a couple options for advanced social media tips and tricks kind of type thing. So why? Like I said, our jobs are on social media. We need to know how to work it in order to build a sustainable business, right? You can play around, but it is much more feasible for you to build a long-lasting business and a sustainable organization when you know the ropes of the platform that you are using, right? Because how frustrating is it when you are posting on Facebook and it seems like nobody's seeing your posts? Or how frustrating is it when you are posting on Instagram and you're using hashtags and it seems like nobody's seeing your stuff, right? And there's all these different algorithms that come in, and so this is our job to figure out when are our people on social media? What kind of posts should we be putting out? So I want to talk to you guys really quickly about a formula, and this, you've probably heard it a few times. It was actually in one of the most recent National Wake Up Calls. It's called the Know, Like, Trust formula. This is one that I have come across multiple times in different social media trainings that I've invested in. And so how it goes is people need to know what you're about before they can like you, and they need to decide that they like you before that they can decide that they trust you. So it's the know, like, trust formula. And this goes across platforms. This goes across businesses. It doesn't matter what you're offering. Know, like, trust is applicable. Okay. And so this is why showing up consistently for us is such a huge deal, right? I post, I would say 3 to 5 times a day on my social platforms, no matter what, right? Even if especially if I'm having a bad day or a hard day, because it's those times that I show up that I know I'm building that trusting relationship with the people that are following me. Even when nobody comments, even when nobody likes it, I know that people are seeing it, and I know this because 1.5 years, 2 years later, those are the people that reach out to me and say, hey, I've been watching you for the last X amount of years. You're killing it. You show up every day. What is this about? I want to join, right? And so that consistent piece, like consistency, is so sexy. Just be consistent, right? It is seriously the best. Consistency and patience. Those are the 2 best superpowers you can have as a coach, okay? So I want you guys to just to think about this. Think about somebody that promotes various things on Facebook. Like one week they're doing makeup, another week they're selling shoes, the next week they're promoting some kind of kids clothing line, the next week they're doing health supplements or like It Works or something, okay? The people that jump from platform to platform, like multi-level marketing specifically, platform and companies, you don't trust them. You feel like, oh, you're just jumping to the next thing, right? And so that's one of the reasons why Beachbody has that clause in place where if you're a Beachbody coach and you're active, you're not supposed to be doing or promoting another health supplement or whatever company, right? Because it's all about the integrity of your brand. Okay, so this is why consistency is our superpower. All right, show up daily. Obviously, we know this. Show up daily, and your business will continue to grow. So I'm going to go over a few specific tips with regards to how to make your social media as welcoming as possible. I'm going to go over some specific tools that I personally use and have found to help create a really good experience for you while you use your social media, and then we're going to go over that. So here's a couple tips for Facebook and Instagram specifically. Check your profile picture. Is it of your face? Is it clear or is it grainy? Is it nice lighting? Right? Is your page public? Are your posts public? I know that there's a lot of coaches that they'll see nobody's liking or commenting on their stuff, and then they'll go, oh shit, my stuff is set to private, right? So just check those things regularly. If you scroll through the last 5 posts that you've put up on social media, do you know that you're a coach? Do you know that what you offer are challenge groups, the coaching opportunity? Do you know that you're on a health and wellness journey yourself? Do you know anything about your life, right? I always try to do an unbiased, obviously it's always biased, but I always try to do kind of an unbiased scroll back through my feed to see, okay, what did I post about this week? Why am I not getting traction? Oh, it's because I haven't posted about this, right? And I've found in the last few weeks to a couple months here, my consistent posting about offering the coaching opportunity as an application specifically, not just opening it to everybody, but saying that I'm taking applications, that has opened up so many more conversations and actually new coaches for me in the last month or two, because people are thinking, oh, okay, she's ready to accept an application. Great, I would like to apply now. But that's only because I've been consistent with my social media. And so I would encourage you to do the same. So go through your last 5 posts and make it you, okay? Do not fall into the trap of comparison. Do not fall into the trap of so-and-so is so successful, and they've posted these things, so I should just post these things. You will fall flat on your face and your people aren't going to find you, right? You have got to be authentic, and I will say this, I'll probably say it a few times tonight, but authenticity legitimately is the most sexy attribute you can have. Okay, being an authentic, genuine human being is so, so valuable, and it will go beyond anything else you can offer people, because when somebody sees that you are lit up and that you are offering something straight from the heart, nothing else competes with that. All right, so be you. Right? If I don't preach this every other day, I'm going to preach it right now again. Be who you are. Okay, nobody else. You are you for a reason. I'm already getting all preachy up in here. Okay, so profile, what else do I have here? Oh, what are your 5 things, right? Figure out what your interests are, what the aspects of your life that you want to share on social media. There are some people that don't want to share everything on social media, right? They're a police officer, or they're whatever. There are some aspects of people's lives that they don't wish to show. That's fine, just don't highlight that aspect, right? For myself specifically, I share a ton of healthy food porn, right? That's my thing. And it's usually in the exact same spot by my little window on the exact same plate every single time. But I post, I guess, alternative recipes because I'm gluten-free and dairy-free and have recently gone more plant-based. And so that's something that I've been doing. I post sweaty selfies. I post a shit ton of self-love and motivation and funny quotes and inspiring quotes. And I post pictures of Brandon and I traveling and teacher shenanigans. Those are my things, right? And your things might be totally different. So just figure out what it is for you that you need to be posting consistently, and make sure that you're putting in a nice mix of those things. There are days when I will catch myself only posting like 1 or 2 times, and then I look back over the last couple of days and I'm like, oh crap, I only posted about working out for the last 3 days. That's not okay, right? So you really want to make sure that you cycle through your life, I guess, like the topics that you want to be posting about. All right, so here are some awesome apps and tools, apps and websites specifically for you guys to use, and I know most of you will already use some of these. So for websites, there's 2. PicMonkey, we know, so picmonkey.com, and the second one is called canva.com. I'm actually going to put these in the chat really quickly so you guys can have them. So canva.com, PicMonkey.com. Canva has awesome free templates. That invitation to the June barbecue that I just put up, it's literally a template. I just changed the text in there. So that's the kind of stuff that you can find on there. So if you're looking to make really awesome graphics, if you're looking to make really awesome group photos, you can resize photos on there. Canva.com is really, really awesome, and I really like that one. For apps, here are my favorite photo ones, and then I'll follow with video. Moldiv. Again, I'm going to put this in the chat. Moldiv. Oops, that's spelled, oh yeah, it's spelled right. That one I really enjoy for making cover photos. You can do a 3-picture collage, and I like that you can resize the picture. And so I'll go into WordSwag, for example, make a text photo, and then I'll make a collage with 2 other images. Okay, so Moldiv layout is really good for Instagram. What else do I have? Preview is a really nice one. I just found this one. Preview, you can actually upload your pictures before you post them, and you can see how they're going to be laid out on Instagram. So for anybody that uses Instagram, this is a really cool tool. And for myself specifically, I'm going to be trying to strategize more on my Insta so that it looks a little bit more, I guess, formula. Just slightly, still real life, but a little bit more formula. So preview is a really good one. Obviously WordSwag, if you don't already use WordSwag, highly, highly recommend. Rana Design is another one that I really like. And then here are my 3 favorite video ones. So Video Shop, Quick, and Pick, Play, Post. So if you have any other tools or apps or websites that you guys, oh, Canva's an app too, Megan. Good call. Okay, I'm going to download that. See, I was going to say, if you guys have any other tools or websites or apps that you personally use, just post those in the comments, and then I'll speak them so that we have them out loud as well. Okay, so use these tools, find the ones that work for you, keep it simple, and have fun, right? If you're not having fun, your followers aren't having fun. So it's super important for you to keep it light and breezy and simple and you. Like, I'm just going to keep going back to this, keep it you, right? It is so easy to get overwhelmed and want to do all the things and be like, I want to do a website and a blog and a personal page and a this. Just choose 1 or 2 and go with what is comfortable for you and fun for you, okay? I think that's what I want to say there. Okay, moving on. So this section I want to talk super quick about if you have ever been confused as to what to post. If you've ever sat there trying to put up a post and stared blankly at your phone, put your hand up. The entire world raises hand. Okay, so here's the deal. Me too, right? This happens all the time. And so I'm going to give you guys a few tips that I have to staying inspired, staying creative, and having content at your fingertips so that on days when you're not feeling as motivated to post awesome stuff, you have some backup so that you can continue to be consistent, because when we're consistent in our posting, our audience is seeing this, no like trust factor comes in, and they see that we're still sticking with it, right? Even if we're having a bad day, like especially if you're having a bad day, post about that and put a positive spin on it. Okay, so this is why taking selfies on awesome hair days, which are very rare for me, so taking a selfie on a great hair day in a couple different shirts, do that. It's a good idea, okay? Stand in front of a window, get some good natural lighting on your face, go outside, make sure that the lighting is nice and that you are looking happy. That's important, right? Okay, finding inspiring quotes and making them your own. All of those apps are so epic for this, right? So if you go on Pinterest and you're scrolling Pinterest and you find a whole bunch of quotes that you love, instead of just copying and pasting it from Pinterest, you could just go into WordSwag or Rona Design or pretty much those 2 are the ones that I use, and create your own. Right? I usually tag my pictures. I know, Megan, you've started tagging your pictures. Rosalind does it now too, where you either create your own quote or put another quote up, or a funny fitness quote or whatever, and then you put your hashtag, or not your hashtag, your tagline, I guess, your tag name underneath. And that just is so if people use my photos, I was finding a lot of people were repurposing my quote photos that I was creating, and I thought, man, that's amazing. If they're going to repurpose it, like, I'm going to just put my name on it at least, so then other people can know that I created it in the first place, right? So just stuff like that. So good hair day selfies, inspiring quotes, pictures of your food, pictures of your family, pictures of your pets, workouts, your 5 things, right? Just make sure that you have some photos in your photo library of you're posting your 5 things that you want to post. And I will say this as well, when you're taking photos, make sure that there's good lighting. I know that this sounds kind of funny, but make sure that it's not just like yellow, weird nighttime kitchen lighting. You know what I'm talking about when I say that? Every time I try and take a picture of my supper, it's just like weird crayon stained table with yellow kitchen lights. So I never take pictures of my supper, if you guys haven't noticed. That's why, because it looks terrible. So it's usually just like random lunch concoctions at the same table, by the same window, on the same placemat. Okay, here's some other tips I have for you guys. When you are following other top coaches, I recommend following only a couple, because the comparison trap is really easy to fall into, and I don't want you to ever fall into so-and-so's doing this, I should be doing this. Okay, so screenshot posts that catch your attention. I do this all the time. I'll go on to like Chelsea Pearson's Instagram or Ali Upham or whoever, right? There's some people on Facebook. Who do I follow on Facebook? Like Andrea Crowder, I really like. Anyway, some top coaches that I enjoy following, I will screenshot their post, including text, and I'll think to myself, okay, why does this stand out to me? Why does this make me excited? And how did it stop me scrolling? And then I'll think, okay, this is the reason. Like the color, the text was really interesting. The write-up was really intriguing. Great. So then, and I won't copy their post. Okay, please don't copy verbatim other people's posts. It sucks on the receiving end of that also. Okay, and it doesn't look good on you either, and it's not genuine. Think about why you like that post in the first place, and then craft your own. Right? Use your own picture and your own write-up, but just really think, okay, I like this person's post about X. I'm going to create one for myself. Okay? Make a list of 25 to 50 post ideas. We have a whole bunch in the file section of our coach page. If you're really stuck on what to post about, go to that file section, download that 50 plus post idea page, and on a day that you're kind of stuck on what to post about, use that for creative getting the creative juices flowing. Okay, go on Pinterest on like a Sunday with my coffee. I'll go on Pinterest for like 5 or 10 minutes. You really don't need that long. And just search for a couple nice quotes, and I'll pin them, and I have a little folder in there that I keep them. And if I'm ever not feeling inspired, I'll go look through my Pinterest folder, create one of those quotes, and post it up. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. Write out a couple short posts and keep them in a note in your phone, because sometimes I feel super inspired and sometimes I feel not inspired at all. And so on the days that I'm really not inspired, it's nice for me to have a couple ideas of things to post in a note on my phone, which I can just copy and paste into an Instagram post or whatever. Okay, and speaking of Instagram too, I am really bad for this, so I'll say this out loud so we all remember. If you're using Instagram, make sure you're using hashtags, because that is how people find you on Insta. And so if you have your list of the most common popular hashtags that you use, so you have whatever, between 10 and 15 hashtags, put those as well in a note in your phone with like 5 little dots and then the hashtags, and copy and paste that into the comments section of your Instagram post. Okay, that's how people find you, and then it's not just in the Insta or the Insta write-up that you have. Okay, does that make sense? I hope. Ish. Another tip for just like a little fun tip about social media on Facebook. I'm not sure if you guys know this. You can go into the search bar and you can search friends of friends who like blank. Friends of friends that went to blank. And you can actually find friends of your friends that also like Lululemon or golfing or white wine or whatever, anime, you know what I mean? Like whatever your thing is, you can find friends of friends who like, and finding the friends of the friends is a really great way to expand your cold market, which is something we're trying to do anyways, right? You want to expand your reach, expand your network so more people know what you're doing, so that more people can join you in what you're doing, so that you can change lives and save the world, basically, is what we're getting down to. Yes? Okay. Amen? Okay. Choose those ones. Oh, here's a good one. For all of you shift workers, and all of us are busy working people, you should consider scheduling some of your posts. If not in some of your groups, then you can do personal page, whatever. Hootsuite and Buffer are both really good apps for scheduling. My first year as a coach, I honestly scheduled a lot of stuff. I used Buffer, and I actually paid $100 for the year so that I could hook up all my different challenge groups and free groups and stuff. And I would just sit down for like 2 hours on a Saturday, and I would copy and paste all of my posts that I created for that group. And you can set it to schedule to release on a certain day. And I know that the My Challenge Tracker app actually has this available as well now too. So if you're using the My Challenge Tracker app, you can schedule your posts also. But if you're a busy person and you're like, ooh, I'm going into a string of nights here, I'm not going to be able to post, use those tools, because you can still create the post. It's still you writing it up, right? You're just being proactive and scheduling it. All right. Okay, now I'm going to move into a little segment on when crafting a post. I know this isn't like super exciting, but it's important, I promise, and I hope it'll be helpful. Okay, when you're crafting a post, think about your paragraph spacing. Okay, it's way more attractive to have short little blurbs that your eyes can actually skim over than it is to have one long text block. I don't know if you guys have seen, but there's sometimes when a coach will post a text block and I'm just like, no, and then attention, it's gone, right? We have the attention span of a goldfish now. That's actually a fact, science. But so this is why it's so important for us to put them in smaller segments. Okay, so if you've noticed my last few posts, I've done smaller paragraphs. Sometimes I'm guilty of it. I just love writing, so sometimes I put a little more, but for the most part I'll have really little segments of text because I find that people's eyes are more attracted to, and it's more easily read when there's a couple emojis and it's short text paragraphs. Wordiness, I also used to be really bad at this, so I'm just going to throw these out there because old Marie did this. Make sure you get your point across in the most simple way possible, okay? And make sure you're also using layman's terms. So instead of saying challenge pack and bod and the kind of terminology, and success club maybe, I don't know, the kind of terminology that we would know as coaches, the general public doesn't have a clue what we're talking about when we say that, right? So instead of challenge group, for example, say accountability group or name your group. So when we were advertising for the current one that there's a few of us running, we were talking about Summer Bod Squad. We're just saying our group, Summer Bod Squad, is starting, right? We didn't even call it an accountability group. We just called it that, okay? And also when you're using words like sale or deal, those tend to have a negative connotation. Like this actually is science. This is people get cheese when they read and hear about those kind of words. Instead of saying a sale or a deal, say something like it's being spotlighted or highlighted or is being featured this month, right? Those are all way more attractive words. And this sounds mundane and it sounds monotonous, but I promise it works. It's the weirdest thing. And then speaking with these tricks of the trade, like psychology behind social media, offering something as being exclusive and for a limited time is by far the most impactful and effective tool that I have used in the last while. And so I made a live video in our coach page about this, but I'll say it again. I have been offering now taking applications post when I've been doing my coach invites publicly. I'll put now taking applications right across the picture, and I will talk about how I'll say my problem I used to deal with, how I've dealt with it, what I can offer, and then I'm taking 5 spots, or I have 5 spots on my coaching team this month. If you want to inquire, email me here. So I have an action step at the end. And that has blown my mind. The amount of the response that I get from making it exclusive and limited time is crazy. Okay, so for example, I have 5 spots left. Deadline is May 22nd. Well, you know that there's going to be people responding to that and applying before May 22nd because the exclusivity thing, I don't know what it is, but people like that. Okay, I'm almost done here, I promise. So, to wrap up with this, social media is such an incredible tool and it can be used for our benefit, right? And those that we're reaching. So play with it, get resourceful. And if you have a question, YouTube is so awesome. I have oftentimes YouTubed how to do something on social media, right? So just be resourceful with where you're at. And if you're sitting there going like, I don't know how to use hashtags, or I don't know how to do, just learn, right? Nobody knew how to do anything before they knew how to do something. So they just learned how to do it, right? And the people that are so good at it now were once sitting exactly where you are going, what the hell, how do I do this? Okay. Another thing I'm going to mention about social media here is you need to be okay with putting yourself out there. And that sounds really scary, but honestly, at the end of the day, people are not even thinking about you anyways. And it is a really humbling thought, but I think the stat is something like only 10 people cry at your funeral. That's it. Unless you're Marie and you have a family of 8, then hopefully maybe like 12 people will cry. But do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, nobody's thinking about you anyways. I mean, I sometimes think about you, but I shouldn't count anyways. You know, so stop being so worried about what people think on social media. Stop being worried about being judged or being worried about whatever. The people that have a negative opinion about what you're doing are not the people you're trying to help anyways, right? So be okay with putting yourself out there. And like I said before, authenticity is seriously the most sexy, awesome quality that a person can have, in my opinion, I suppose. So when you lead from the heart, right, and you show up, vulnerability and all, people take note and people will want to follow you because you are on a path of genuinity, Okay. The last thing I'm going to say, this is a little bit more advanced for social media, but something to consider. If you're not quite there yet, that's fine, but something to consider for the future, or if you're there yet, is investing in your business. Okay. I invest in Facebook ads, and you have to have a like page in order to do so. I post the exact same content to my like page and my Instagram because I figure if people are following me, they want to see this stuff anyways. And so if you do want to have a like page, just know that the way that you build a like page now on Facebook, they have it set so that you kind of have to buy it. Okay. And so that's what I do. I invest, I would say probably $40 a month at this point in Facebook advertisements. And I also invest in an Instagram tool. I have a guy who like helps me find, I don't know what he does even, but he helps me with finding people that look like they'd be sweet. Pretty much that's what he does. I don't know exactly, but he's good stuff. Okay. And so, and also a website. I invested in a website because I love having a hub of resources / a page for Shakeology. And that's something that I enjoy. You might be like, I never want to have a website, and you don't have to, right? It's just, if you want to, it is something to consider in the future. And then the last thing I have on here, because I've just been listing tools and stuff, here are some helpful apps for organizing your clients and coaches if you are not a pen and paper person. Okay, this like duetting action that Roz introduced, like, love it, and I'm so pumped. I'm actually considering kind of creating some Boomerang duetting folder systems. I think that'd be super sweet, just shipping them out. But anyways, it's on the to-do list. But if you're not a pen and paper person and you like more digital, or you're not very organized with pen and paper, try a couple different digital tools. Okay, Asana is one. It's a client management system. Teamsy, that's one that Virginia was talking about last time, and that one actually sounds super cool. You input your entire Facebook contact library, all your Beachbody coaches and customers, and it actually generates new names every day for you to invite. So if you struggle with writing down names to invite, check out teamsy.com and see if that one is a good tool for you. And then finally, Google Streak. There's some people that use Google Streak. I don't personally use it because my computer is a dinosaur, and for some reason my Gmail isn't supported on it, so I just gave up. But it's supposedly a really awesome tool too. Anyways, I wanted to leave a couple minutes left. I know I just talked your ears off. Hopefully it was helpful, but I wanted to leave a couple minutes left just to answer some questions about, and I'm looking in the text here, some questions about it. Hootsuite and Buffer cost money. So they are both free for the basic service. So you can attach, I think, just one account to each, like one your Facebook personal page or whatever, and that's free. But if you want to attach any other groups or accounts, it costs money. Buffer cost me, I think it was 110 Canadian for the year, and I could attach up to 10 groups, I think. So that was really helpful when I was running challenge groups on Facebook and free groups and stuff, because I would just buffer schedule those. Oh, nice, Megan. I'm using Buffer. I should just read down the comments. That's great. And do you find the like page works? So no, I don't. The only reason why I have a like page is honestly so that I can, sorry, I shouldn't say no. Yes and no. The like page itself doesn't work as well as my personal page does, because I can add people as friends on a personal page, and that sense of connection is just so much stronger. But I keep my like page around, and I love having it because, again, I can do Facebook advertisement, which is so cheap. Like, I can advertise a post that I think is a good post for, you can choose how much, but say $14, and I can reach between 1.5 and 4,000 people and boost it for 3 days. Or I can go, okay, I'm going to invest $25 in this post that's supporting whatever, some challenge group or coach invitation or whatever, and I can reach like 5 to 10,000 people. And regardless of if those 5 to 10,000 people commit that month with that, they've seen it and they've either come and liked my like page or found me as a friend on my personal or something. So I find it beneficial in that way. Yeah, but I still think the personal is the way to go, and I still think that genuinely expanding your network by adding new friends and joining groups and contributing value in there is probably one of the best ways to go. I'm just going to unmute everybody, so then if anybody has any questions, we can just have a convo. All right, you guys are unmuted. Does anybody have any questions or concerns or ideas about social media that are working for you that you want to share? Anybody at all?
Well, I have the wellness page and it's been working good. And then I share the post to my personal one after the fact. And then I can see how many people I'm reaching to,
True.
which is, but I haven't done the boost thing because I keep on getting the coming up in my Facebook about boost them. And I'm wondering if I should do that. So maybe I should.
Absolutely. And with that, you can choose the targeting. So you can choose if you want to target
on there, which ones that you should target and all that kind of stuff has been coming up.
Yeah, and age, and that's awesome too. And this, I should actually mention one more thing too. If you guys haven't done the your personal avatar assignment, I can't remember if I have it in the files or where it is. I should probably find it. But if you haven't done the personal avatar assignment, essentially it's just writing down who your ideal customer is. And spoiler alert, it's basically you. So when you write down the age, a name, right, occupation, what's their biggest struggle, what's their biggest pain point, what can you offer them, you write down these things, that becomes your ideal avatar, and that is the person that you are speaking to in your post, right? Because when we try to talk to everybody, we talk to nobody. And so when I'm crafting my post, I'm thinking, ooh, yes, this is Marie circa 2 years ago, who's got 15 pounds to lose, is totally riddled with anxiety, and feels like she's doing, like, spinning her wheels and can't find traction, right? And so when I'm crafting my post, I'm going, ooh, okay, talking to Marie from 2 years ago, sweet. And then that's who comes, and that's, look who's on the call, amazing, epic humans. It's awesome, right? But you like attracts like, and so that's why it's so important to be authentic when you're posting.
Can you get like iTunes cards to do that, or do you have to use your credit card for it?
I use my credit card for the Facebook one. I think maybe PayPal. No, credit card.
PayPal is accepted though.
Yeah, it just charges. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's credit card, and it just charges me monthly once I hit a threshold. So I think once it hits $50 or something, it charges me that for the month.
Okay.
Yeah. We can talk about that too if you want. I really like running ads. I don't know. Sometimes I just run one just for kicks, just to see if it takes any traction or people like it. The weirdest ones take though.
Yeah, I've had some pretty good people seen over the last few weeks in that, just from getting outside and posting.
Yes.
And the biking and all that kind of stuff, and walks and with the family, and yeah, people have been really liking it.
See, and I love that, because that's one of the things that lights you up, right? That is one of your joys in life, is getting outside and golfing. Yeah. And so those are the people that are going to see those, that also enjoy those activities. They're going to be like, oh, what's she doing? Oh, okay, I want to do what she does. Yeah. Are there any other questions about social media? Anybody have any, honestly, no question is too small. Any questions at all? I remember, I look back sometimes, because I started my Marie Barker Wellness Instagram when I first became a coach. And sometimes I'll look back to the very first post, which takes a long time, by the way. But I'll look back to the very first couple posts, and man, it is crazy and super awesome to see how shitty they are, because then I see how much I've grown and how much I've learned. It's great. Oh my God, I don't even know, some of those filters, or I'll put I would have text up across a meal, and anyways, yeah, you learn and you grow. And it's all very beautiful. Okay, if there are no questions at all, I am going to stop our call here. I will put up the recording in the group. If you guys think of any other tools or tips or anything that you wanted to say but didn't say on the call, just post it in the comment underneath the recording when I do post it. Sound good?
Sounds good. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me. Hope you have an awesome rest of your Tuesday night.
Okay, take care.
See you guys. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.